Yo, what's up, everybody? Steve Lilly here. It's June 21st, 2026. I just wanted to share, um, in my opinion, what the four main and the biggest disclosures of truth that are taking place right now that are going to be fully disclosed during the emergency broadcast system that we are very quickly approaching, that is about to happen. You're going to we're learning about, I've known about this for the last 10 years, and even some of it going back 10 years before that, so 20 years ago. But it's going to be the disclosure of the children that have been used in human satanic rituals and sacrifice, the alien disclosure, the disclosure of the control of the human consciousness by the cabal, that everything you were taught to believe is true is a lie, and the disclosure of all the famous people, congressmen, celebrities, Hollywood celebrities, musicians, athletes, politicians, presidents, and other famous social figures that have all been removed during this 10-year-long covert worldwide military sting operation to root out the deep state out of every country on the planet. So let me get into that for a second. So the children, part of the satanic cabal is that they feed on the suffering and torturing of children. So when you are trying to become a famous actor or a famous musician, let's say, and you start becoming extremely popular, you will at some point be approached by someone from the Illuminati, and you'll be asked to sign a contract, and they're going to promise you X amount of money, X amount of movie deals, X amount of music deals. And in order to receive that, in exchange, you have to sign your soul away and to do exactly what they tell you to do. And if you decide not to and veer away from that point, from that agreement, that's when they remove you and then replace you with a clone, and then they put you back out there like nothing ever happened and continue to make money off you, and then they completely control your mind and your body and everything at that point. So along the way, what happens is these people, they don't realize what they're signing, and then at that point it's too late. They've already collected millions of dollars, made movies, made music, so they've already accepted things that they were promised. So at that point, you're expected to deliver and participate in any kind of satanic cult rituals that they regularly have, which includes the torturing and sacrifice and cannibalism of children, and pedophilia and child trafficking. And then they expect you to participate in the extraction and the consumption of adrenochrome, and then you become addicted to it, and then at that point there's nothing you can do. You're constantly seeking that high that you get from the adrenochrome. And the process, it's the whole thing. It's the process in which they extract it and then drinking it. And they believe when you drink the adrenochrome, which is basically adrenochrome. If you don't know what that is, when you torture a child and put them in a state of fear, it pumps adrenaline into the bloodstream and then creates a chemical compound called adrenochrome, which gets you extremely high, and they believe it gives you everlasting life and keeps you looking young and preventing you from aging. So all of that is being revealed, right? I mean, it's in the Epstein files. I've known that since I'm 41, since I was like 21 years old, because I grew up in Los Angeles, and I wanted to be a producer in the Hollywood business. So I started a film production company and started shooting commercials and mainly music videos for large record labels and artists in the industry. So I already at that point was in the industry and found out the dark cult side of Hollywood that you need to basically join in order to be any kind of successful A-lister in that industry. So that's being revealed right now. The second biggest one, I mean, they're all, in my opinion, equally as big as each other. The disclosure of each one of these is massive. The second is the alien disclosure, which Donald Trump has ordered the Pentagon to declassify all the UFO, UAP, alien files. So they've already put out the third tranche of those files, and they're already preparing the public and programming the public for the full disclosure of the aliens, that they exist, that they've been here for thousands of years, that they've been interacting with humanity for thousands of years, and that this cover-up and this deception and this disinformation campaign that they've been running for the last couple hundred years is to make you believe that they're not real, or make anyone look crazy that says they are real, is all dissolving and falling apart right now. And we are leading towards a major event that is going to fully disclose the existence of extraterrestrial life, whether it's been here on Earth the whole time and hiding in the oceans or other places, or others that are coming from other planets in our galaxy, or even other galaxies to planet Earth. And a lot of people would say, well, how are they, if it's the closest star is 19 light years away, or I don't even know what, something like that. I don't even know. But if everything is so far apart, how are they getting here? And their technology is so advanced, they've figured out how to transverse space and time and go from one point to another point, not in a linear time frame. So they're not going just the speed of light and taking millions of light years to get here. They're traversing time and space that of a distance that could be millions of light years apart from each other in a short amount of time, whether that's through portals or stargates, or somehow their technology can fold space and time and it transfers them and teleports them from one point to another. They're able to do that. Just from light to travel from one side of our galaxy to the other side of our galaxy takes 200,000 years. That's just our galaxy, and there's trillions of galaxies. Imagine that. So, if anyone's trying to say that aliens are not real, and that somehow in this vast universe that God only created humans to be just on this one little planet, it's just absolutely absurd and ridiculous to believe that. So you need to be prepared for when they fully disclose the existence of alien life, on this planet, and it has been interacting with humanity for thousands of years. And you can see there's so much evidence of that. There's evidence of carvings from thousands of years ago and things carved and written in the stone that showed that beings that they viewed as gods have been visiting Earth and interacting with humanity for thousands of years. So it's undeniable. The next thing is what did I say? The covert worldwide global military sting operation that actually started, which is the Q military intelligence operation, which I'm a part of, started back in 1961 when JFK was president, and Donald Trump has been on this mission to bring down the deep state since 1961. It wasn't until 2017, until Trump was in office, did the full military Q intelligence operation excuse me, jump into full gear and start dropping information to the public to start waking up and following as to what's going on behind the scenes and how that information was being relayed to the public on a daily basis, and waking up the population, and then slowly creating a digital army of soldiers that would carry out the Q military intelligence operations plan and create an army big enough to start waking up the masses in droves. So when you find out that Donald Trump isn't just another president, he's actually a wartime president that has been at war against the deep state covertly behind the scenes, removing all the deep state players, which there's been like close to 2 million arrests. There's a lot of them, so it takes time. It takes years to go through all those arrests and everything. So early on during Donald Trump's presidency, he had removed already the main players, all the famous Hollywood celebrities, politicians, religious figures, CEOs, billionaires that were all involved in crimes against humanity and human child trafficking and all the pedophilia and the adrenochrome and all that I was talking about. And the other main disclosure is the fact that we've been lied to about everything, about history, about science, about religion, about the origins of our existence, how we were created, in order to control the human consciousness and narrative of what us humans perceive to be as the truth, which was all a lie. There's the mainstream media, the newspapers, are all controlled by the deep state, by corporations that control all of those media outlets. So you will never hear the truth on the mainstream media. The mainstream media has a narrative, has a reason as to the things they're putting out and the things they say, to always try to control the narrative, control what you perceive to be as the truth. So when this emergency broadcast system happens and the blackout happens and the World War III nuclear scare event takes place, and then the alien disclosure and all that happens, it's going to shatter excuse me, it's going to completely shatter the mainstream media's grip and control of the human mind consciousness of information, and it's going to be overwritten by the truth that's going to be fed to you, and you'll at that point have no other choice but to believe it, because all that stuff is going to shut down and go away. So when you realize that the children have been trafficked, used in satanic rituals, used for extracting adrenochrome, that we've been under a worldwide military sting operation that aliens exist and have been part of a negative alien race, has been part of the control system that has been controlling our consciousness, and that they exist, and that all these celebrities and politicians and all these people that you viewed as your idol or you looked up to or whatever, whether it was President Obama or it was Brad Pitt or it was Leonardo DiCaprio or whoever your favorite celebrity or politician or famous person is, and you realize that they were part of this satanic cult, it's going to shatter your world. It's a devastating thing to find out. When I found out about it, I didn't want to believe it. It made me sad because there's so many actors and people that I looked up to, that I enjoy their movies and everything, and I could not believe that they would be a part of something like that. But what you have to understand is a lot of those people did not know what they're getting into and signed contracts and then received money and deals before they got asked to participate in these satanic rituals and cults. And then they film, like Epstein, they film everything so that everybody that partakes in it is on video doing it, so they all stay quiet, and then they communicate covertly using symbolism or using code words out in the open in public and mock all of humanity right in front of your eyes, and you guys don't even realize that they're telling you exactly what they're fucking doing. So that's going to be a shock to everyone, and I'm just preparing you right now. That's what's going to happen. You're going to become fully aware of the existence of all of those disclosures, and there's going to be many little disclosures in between that fall under that category as far as being lied to about everything, so you're going to learn a whole lot. And this disclosure is coming down the tracks right now like a freight train, and it's going to slap humanity, blindside them right in the face. And nobody knows the time or date in which this will happen, and it's supposed to be that way. It's going to even catch all the truthers and people at the highest levels that are tuned into the truth and what's happening day by day. It's all going to catch us all off guard. All I know is that it's going to happen very, very soon. When I say very soon, I'm not talking about months. I'm not even talking about weeks. I'm talking about we're counting the days now for this to happen. It's gonna I can tell you this: it will happen before the end of Trump's presidency. So I'm leaving myself room for it to happen, but I believe it's going to happen much, much sooner than that. Maybe even before the midterm, maybe even right after the 4th of July. So be prepared for that. And it's coming. So just stay calm and be aware and pray and have your faith and just get ready. If you guys enjoy my content, you can help me out by buying a hat right here. I got to Make Cali Great Again, which is my clothing brand called Cali Made. You can buy hats, t-shirts. The website is shopcalimade.com. That would help support me. But anyways, if you just like my content, that would really help if you could buy a hat or a shirt. But if not anything, at least share my information and pass it on to others so everyone becomes aware of what's about to happen.